Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room, Whiskey Wednesday night live. What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody is having a great week. Tonight we have a few new bottles. We have a bottle that I was hoping to have tonight, but it didn't come in time, so you might see a review of it tomorrow. We will talk about it, but we will get into that a little bit later. But in the meantime, what is going on? Is that Jason with the Le Coq Sportif? What? I don't know what that means. What up, Jason? Nick Leon, what's going on? Man, a bunch of people coming in the chat. We already have over 200 people watching. Thank you guys so much. Let's see. We got tonight we're going to be trying this baby, the Heaven Hill Grain to Glass. Now, this label, I guess the wheated bourbon is the one that everybody is talking about, and I got to try the other ones that were in the lineup, and I haven't tried this one yet. I tried the rye and I tried the regular standard bourbon. Those I thought they were pretty good. They were pretty solid whiskeys, but just not $100 good. But this is the one that everyone's talking about, how good it is, how great it is. So we're gonna try this tonight. We're also going to try this banger, the new Middle West Spirits Double Cask Finish Vino de Naranja. This just dropped here in Columbus just this past weekend, I should say. And it's so freaking good. And I don't even know why. I don't even know how it's still sitting there, but there I think are a good amount of bottles left. We're also going to try the brand new Bardstown Bourbon Company Silver Oak collaboration release. And we're going to put Discovery 12 against 2 and 3, which is a request you guys did last week. And I figured, let's do it tonight. Should be a good time. Cheers, all Driftless Glen. Garmin. Oh, got the Driftless Glen. None of the grainy glass are worth 100, in my opinion, says Matt's Palace. Yeah, I agree with the other two, but I have to try this one and see how they taste, because I haven't tasted this wheater, but everyone says how good this one is. But it's got a nice color to it. I will give it that. It's got a nice little color to it. So we'll do Disco 2 versus Disco 3 versus Disco 12, and we'll see how good Disco 12 holds up. Yeah, and then we have a blind challenge tonight from Bill Kavanaugh, which we'll go through. Bill Kavanaugh is a great friend of the channel. He's also one of the he's also very well integrated with the Barrels for Hope group. So he's sent me some pretty challenging blinds in the past, so it should be pretty interesting to see what he sends tonight, how I do. So that should be fun for you guys to watch. And yeah, if anybody has any comparisons or any other ideas, we'll talk about that. We're also going to go through my NFL picks as the season kicks off tomorrow, and we'll also reveal my top 5 hip hop bangers, because that was requested last week. So I figured we'll do that this week. We haven't done that category yet. So in the meantime, let me say hi to a bunch of people in the chat here. Let me go to the tops. We have Joey B. Hit the like on your way in. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already, and tell a friend about the channel to help Jason C. get to 100,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, guys, we just hit 92. So 92,000 subs, slowly climbing up. I don't think we're going to hit 100, unfortunately, by the end of 2024, unless everybody here watching pulls some miracles for me out there. But I have some videos in mind. I know I keep saying it. I have a video dropping. I'll be dropping 3 videos in 3 days here coming up, including my top 10 available bourbon. So hopefully that gives me a nice little push. Plus a couple of other hard to find bottles, I think, that would be a lot of fun to review. One of them we'll talk about tonight. It's the one that I was trying to get here, hopefully today. We'll get into that. And yeah, thanks for the support, everybody. It's the channel hitting 92,000 subs. It was great to see that number, and we're just going to keep going. We got, let's see, Mark, may the Schwartz be with you. We got EJ's here, 96 Milli Man. We got, there he is, WJK. Cheers, cannot wait to see what I sent Jason. I can't wait to he can't wait to see what I sent him. Rob B is here. What's going on? Cheers, buddy. Corey Cobb is here. We got Top Jimmy in the house. What's going on, Top Jimmy? Nice to see you as always. Randall Erickson is here. Maker's Mark Hart release in the glass tonight. Justin Jenkins. Let's see. What else? We got Randall Erickson. Let me go down. Hey, William Wiley's here. What's going on, man? Michael Speakerman. What's going on, buddy? We got Danny Lynn. Russ L. Let's see. We got Ben Chrisman coming in. Tim Doherty, Bob Glass, Josh Fritzy. We got Michael S. Whiskey Dirge is here. What's going on, Whiskey people? Joe the Sample Guy's in the house. We got Clint Nolan. He's got a little rare breed rye and a girl with no name. Like that. Jeff Perkins is here. What's going on? Circle City Bourbon. Barrel Kings kind of ending. Batch 63. Dirty Cherry and Home Slice. Awesome pairing with this Indiana weather. Oh, kind of cool, man. Let's see. Four Leaf Whiskey. What's going on, Stacy? Nice to see you. Patrick Ellick. Cheers, Bourbon Loves. I saw Granny Glass and Silver Oak on the shelf today. Looking forward to hearing about them. We got Anthony Locklayer here. Clint Nolan. Abrod. We got Rare Breed. Marty Party Whiskey Nose is here. Stephen Walt. Dano B is here. We got Ben Dram. What's going on, Ben? Nice to see you. James Morgan. Andy Bolgiano. Top Jimmy. I say hi to you. John Cloud. Jerry Hernandez. Who's ready for them Tri-City Bears? There you go. Nicholas is here. James Morgan, Ed Williams, and a bunch more people coming in. I think I did. I saw Richie Z is here. What's up, you legend? Love Boat Captain, OG and NJ. What's going on? Melissa and EJ are here with Lily. Hope you guys are doing great. Wendy is here. What's going on, Wendy? Sean Ortega, and a bunch more people coming in. Let me scroll to the bottom here because I'll never be able to get through all these names. Darrell, heard you got some bottles you weren't expecting. Cracking any of those? Yes, Darrell. I'll be cracking some of those backbones tonight. We'll talk about those a little bit. Top Jimmy, member for 2 months. Thanks for upping with that, man. Appreciate that. And also dropping the super chat. First super chat of the night. Cheers to JC suffering through all the 750 milliliter curls. I like that one. We got Sanch DeBonth here waiting to crack open the Ludicrous Bourbon soon. Cheers. Oh, Ludicrous Bourbon. It's so damn good. He's referring to the Still Awesome pick we released last week. Blaine Patron, what's up, Jay? That watch is nice. My favorite color, too. Yeah, a little blue and gold tonight, I figured. Jason's going to have to go bourbon hunting, and he's going to hate it. Don't worry, Jason. See, Amazon delivers super late. I don't know what you're referring to, but okay. What's up, Cash 3? Says Jason, level Lucky 7 proprietor, 15-year. Cheers, everyone. Shipping. Okay. Chiefs 24 to 25, says Bob Glass. Okay. I think we're caught up here. Guys, thanks for the super chats. Always appreciate that tonight. So really, we will get into a bunch more stuff tonight here. Obviously, always answering your questions. Going through, as an Amazon driver, can confirm just got home. Go Bills. Okay, we'll get into all that. Let's throw this up. Let's throw up what we're doing tonight here, guys. And freaking cheers. Friggin' cheers. What a week it's been so far. Let's dive into the Heaven Hill grain to glass wheated bourbon. So this is a 121 proof grain to glass wheated bourbon. It's got a mash bill of 52 corn, 35% wheat, and 13% malted barley. So these are on sale, I think, for the most part, for about $100. Again, I tried the rye and I tried the bourbon. I think I would have liked them better about $60 or $70 rather than $100. Even at that price, they might have been a little bit too much, but we'll see. Jeff Winbush, good luck, Falcons, but go Niners. There you go. Raiders. Okay, we got all the people are coming out tonight. I love it. OGD 114 kind of night. Dude, I'm with you. OGD 114 might have made my top 10 available bourbon list. I think it cracked the top 10 again. So, guys, let me know what you're sipping on if you haven't already, and let's dive into this tonight. So, when when I'm kind of scouting the secondary market and kind of looking at bottles and values, this bottle is generally the one that's up there on secondary market. Let me get the old bottle cam out. You guys love the bottle cam. There it is, Heaven Hill grain to glass. There's the mash bill right there. You can see 121 proofer, and that is what we're sipping right now. So, all right, let's bring it back. All right, let's see what we get. Let me take a look at the chat here. Fins, baby. Oh, man, I love all the people coming out. We got 321 in the chat already, guys. Guys, thanks for chiming in so early. Please like the video while you're here. Helps the channel get some more recommendations from YouTube. I really appreciate it, guys. I think it's really been helping, to be honest, with subscribership. Definitely kind of boosting here in the last month or so. So appreciate it. Beautiful label and bottle for sure. Yeah, I got to give them credit. I do like the bottle. I do like the label. The cork is different. Even has an etched Heaven Hill on the top there, which is kind of nice. Bob Glass says you all hope to be as good as the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, I got to agree. Until somebody knocks the Chiefs off, this year, I mean, they have to be the favorite. I mean, their offense got faster. They still have a killer defense. So you have to see what happens this year. Will a team step up to knock them off? But until someone does, a three-peat is inevitable, maybe. But we'll see. But that's what's great about the start of the NFL season. Everybody has hope. All right, so on the nose, guys, I still kind of get that Heaven Hill nuttiness on it. I do get the wheat. There's definitely a wheated mash bill funk to it that it has. Slight hint of an apricot. Yeah, this year it's going to be crazy with the Super Bowl because, or just to kind of pick winners because there's so many more improved teams that have upgraded. We'll see, including my Falcons. So, the thing with the Falcons is they bring your hopes up, and then they like to stomp on your heart a bit. So we'll see what happens. In other good news, the New York Mets are chasing the Atlanta Braves. Are only half a game behind that last wild card spot. In a year where I thought the Mets were just going to tank it. Francisco Lindor is having kind of an MVP year. And, they're in the hunt. So we'll see, man. So far, so good. All right. Cheers, guys. Let's see how this is. Ooh. I almost get this burnt toast, almond butter, heavy vanilla type of flavor profile. I get the nuttiness, but it's coming off it's a really nice almond, almost dare I say marzipan, but a marzipan-y. But not that's a word, a marzipan-y note with a little bit of kind of some burnt toast to it. But there is a nice underlying sweetness to it, I think. It's got a little bit of spice, which I like for a wheated bourbon. Second sip was probably a little bit more underwhelming. I felt the second sip, the youthful characteristics come out. It's a little bit sharp. There's no bitterness, but there's definitely a younger wheated bourbon here that I feel but man, it's weird because you get those youthful notes, and all of a sudden once you hit the back of the palate, there's a nice little punch of sweetness there. I think the beauty of this whiskey is actually on the finish on this one. Front of the palate, mid palate has a little bit left to be desired. Yeah, straight up almond butter on this one for me. Almond butter. Not really getting any dark fruit. There's none of that sweetness there. I feel it's just heavy vanilla. So this is the one that people are kind of really digging, huh? I mean, I'll say this. Out of the three, I probably do like this the most. I kind of find this the most interesting. But I still feel $100 is too much for this. I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I'd recommend buying that. This to me is if you go to Heaven Hill or if you go to a bar in Kentucky and they have this and the pours are $8 to $10 to try this, go ahead and try it. But I don't know if I'd buy this for $100. I mean, I bought this one, but obviously it was just to do a review. And I'm just kind of interested. Like, I think it's really cool when big distillers do stuff like this. You know, they do a grain to glass expression. They do something a little bit different off the beaten path of their regular mash bills, just to show that they're still being innovative, that they're still thinking outside the box, trying to switch things up a little bit. See what the, you know, who knows? This could have been released by Heaven Hill for a little bit of a test market. Let's put it out there. Let's see which mash bills people react to. And then if this one seems to be the favorite, maybe we see some future expressions with this bottle or this mash bill, I should say, at higher ages, you know, different types of proof points, you know, who knows? You know, I think when whiskey brands like Heaven Hill that are just big, I think they have the leeway to do that. It's a little bit tougher for the smaller guys to do that. But I give them a lot of, you know, credit for putting something out like this, just because I think it's different. It's unique. However, $100, I think, was pushing it. What I think they should have done, and this is just me from like a marketing perspective, they should have put these out in 375 milliliter bottles in a 3-pack like tasting kit and make that like 50 or 60 bucks. So everybody could taste all three and then like link that to like a web page, like put your notes in, see which one you like the best, and then kind of, I don't know, then go off of that and then see what you do with that. But that's just my marketing brain. That's my 2 cents. I feel like $300 worth of grain to glass kind of experimental mash bill, it's a little bit much to ask. Oh, it's better than Square 6, Nathan, for sure. It's definitely better than Square 6. I'll give it that. Yeah, like Old Forester did. Let's see. I bought one for $109, caught in the moment of vacation. I'd say it's worth about $60, says Tim Roble. The new Origin Higher Wheat Bourbon is amazing for $50. Wayne Arnold, I'm with you, man. It's really good. Ben Holiday Soft Red Rickhouse Proof is very comparable at a lower price point. I wouldn't even say it's comparable, Bourbon Express. I think that kind of blows this out of the water. But again, this just has a different type of feel to it. Which is better, grain to glass or kosher? I don't even know. I have a bottle of kosher somewhere. I don't even know where it is, but I mean, I think probably the grain to glass because it's higher proof, but because the kosher stuff is a lower proof. So I don't really know how that would stand up. I mean, you're talking about 90 versus 100 proof. I'm sorry, 120 proof on the grain to glass. So I don't even know how that would compare. I'm sure much people would probably prefer the kosher because it's sweeter and easier to drink. 375 milliliters for 50. That's not happening. Well, obviously it didn't happen, Danny. I'm just saying that could have been 3 bottles for $60. You know, maybe do the 3 for 60. I thought that could have done it. Man, it does have a Heaven Hill-ness to it, though. It really does. It's got that thing. It's got that Heaven Hill, nutty oak, almond butter thing that I think is like the Heaven Hill DNA runs through that bottle for sure. You could tell. I don't know if I pick it up in a blind, but just like tasting it right now, there is definitely a Heaven Hill-esque finish on that bottle, and it's the more you sip it, it gets a little bit more prevalent to me. That's kind of, which is kind of cool. You don't want to make something experimental and it's like it's something completely off the beaten path. But yeah, I buy a Green River 3-pack any day. A Green River 3-pack, yeah. Green River obviously doing incredible things this year. 370 watching right now. 130. Are you already drunk? Thanks, Jeff. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's get into this Bardstown Silver Oak. So this was just announced. The embargo for this lifted just yesterday. So let's give you guys a look at this collaboration. So this is the Bardstown Bourbon Company Silver Oak collaboration. Now, Silver Oak is a award-winning winery, and this is Cabernet. This is a blend of straight bourbons finished in Silver Oak Cabernet barrels. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Cabernet finishes always scare me a bit because sometimes the wine influence just overtakes things a little bit. But let's see what we get here. I have tried this already, so I'll kind of go through my first impressions and then what it tastes like now. Also, my mom got to try it. My mom was very excited to try this one because she loves Silver Oak wine. Yeah, it's dark. It's definitely dark. So, so you know what? I'll keep that bottle here. So, so let's go through the details here. So, for over 50 years, Silver Oak has created exquisite California Cabernets aged exclusively in premium oak barrels, establishing themselves as a trailblazer in Napa, California, finding the perfect balance of fruit to barrel notes. This expression features a custom blend of 9 to 15-year-old bourbon, which was then finished in Silver Oak barrels for 17 months. So let me throw in the blend details here just to show you guys, because this is probably interesting for you to see. So that's the blending details if you're watching there on your screen. So as you can see, 25% of it is a 14-year Kentucky. 23% is a Tennessee 12-year. So a little bit of that Dickel making its way back into the mix. 22% 10-year bourbon. We have 15% Indiana 9-year, 21% bourbon. Then we have 10% Kentucky 10-year bourbon. That's the Heaven Hill mash bill. And then 5% is some of that Georgia 12-year at 80, 10, 5, and 5%. So interesting blend of whiskeys to kind of put together to finish this one. So, yeah, it's such a simple blend, prescription bourbon. Yeah. What's up, JP? Nice to see you. I don't love blends with the Tennessee. Jeffrey Wack is here. What's going on, Jeff? James Morgan says, we just got the Amroot expression. Cheers, Jeff. I love the Amroot, James Morgan. Have you cracked it open yet? All right, so let's smell this one. And let's see. Now, this is bottled at 108 proof. And the price for this one's going to be $160. So these collaborations are always on the pricey side. Obviously, it probably costs a lot for them to do these collaborations because of the barrels and the sourcing and the time. So $160 for these. I think I'll get to my thoughts here. Let me taste this real quick first. So when I first smelled this, I was surprised at the amount of peanut butter I was getting on the nose here. It's very peanut forward to me. Like honey roasted peanuts. It's chocolatey. I mean, I don't get like a lot of like rich fruit notes from the Cabernet. It's kind of what I'm looking for, but I feel like the nuttiness and the peanut flavors are kind of dominating. Sladvan says Snickers in a glass. Actually, that's pretty spot on. That's pretty spot on. I could definitely go with Snickers. Yeah, peanut, caramel, chocolate. But it's like you hear Silver Oak wine and you're thinking it's just going to explode with just a bunch of dark fruit notes. Not really seeing that here. Hayden38 says, would you ever consider doing a Michter's blind with the 10 years versus barrel proofs? Yeah, I would do that. I got a bunch of 10 years. Barrel proofs, though, I don't have. I maybe have one or two Michter's barrel proofs. So, like, are you talking about the Michter's barrel proofs or just other barrel proofs in general? All right. How the heck do they come up with all the percentages for a blend? So, I'm thinking Bardstown has a bunch of source whiskey that they got to use. They got to get rid of it. So they're just trying to play around with what blend works the best so we can utilize those barrels. Now, that's kind of my point here that I'll get into here in a little bit. Yeah, see, I am not digging the palate on this one at all. Um, I want those in your face, dark fruit forward Cabernet notes, and it actually just comes off very drying. The peanut is there. There's a little dark fruit there, not much to me. Yeah, I could turn that off a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I think the blends kind of fighting with each other. I'm not getting enough of the Cabernet. Not getting enough of the Cabernet boost here that I was hoping for. And when I tried it for the first time the other night, and my mom tried it, it kind of just let me see. Jeff Hawkins, Sagamore's new 7-year ball and ball likely dropping at the Pennies Proof event this November. That's been the launch each past year. The label showed up on IG a couple days. Oh, I did see that, Jeff. Yeah, you know what? I'll pull that up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean the Cabernet effect I think is on the back of the back of the palate. I think it's just very drying, but that nuttiness, the chocolate note, I like the front of the palate, but it's just the mid palate and the finish just kind of it dries you out. It's a little flat. There's not enough of the Cabernet sweetness coming through. It's just more of a drying effect. Now I don't know if that's the blend. I'm not sure if that's just the barrel influence from the Silver Oak Cabernet. So here's my thing with the collabs from Bardstown Bourbon Company. Because you take a bottle like this, like the Amroot, that was just so unique and so delicious. This is probably going to be a top 5 whiskey for me this year. I don't care what anybody says. Single malt be damned. I think that this is one of the most complete, well-rounded, and delicious collaborations that Bardstown has done in a little while. And you know, with something like this, when you do a wine finish and you see that makeup of mash bills, my thing is that people see the that blend sheet. They see all the ingredients going into it, and my thought is like people will see the Dickel, they'll see the Georgia, they'll see all the different mash bills they put in it, and people will already automatically kind of get turned off because the Dickel blends, even in the Discovery series, are the ones that people haven't really enjoyed as much as some of the other ones. And that's pretty factual, at least in the circles that I've talked to. So I feel like when you do that with these, you're doing a detriment a little bit to your to the blends that you're working with. Now I understand you have things you have to work with. You have different barrels that you've sourced over time. You kind of have to use them or sell them, whatever you want to do with them. But I think you're giving your blends or the possibility of your blends it's already starting behind, I think, when people see that. And it's kind of giving the collaborations kind of I don't know, not a bad name, but it's kind of everyone keeps them at arm's length until, you taste them. You're like, okay, how's this one going to be? But at $160, I feel like they got to be bangers. Like every time, they got to be like Chateau de la Barre. They got to be like Copper and Kings. They got to be like Amroot. I mean, they got to be on another level. Good. The Deutsche Dane was an incredible blend as well. Incredible collaboration. I don't know. I just think that for $160, they all got a hit. This one just doesn't do it for me, unfortunately. I know they announced this along with the Discovery 12. But I mean, you just see that George Dickel in the blend, and it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like it kind of puts a weird dark cloud over these collaborations, and they're expensive to do. And I can understand the price point to a certain extent, but when the price point's 160 and the whiskey is kind of drying and it doesn't really hit like I was hoping it would, I don't know. It kind of makes the collab seem a little bit I don't know what the word is. not gimmicky. It's not so much. Yeah, maybe it is gimmicky. I don't know, but sometimes the gimmicks work. Like the Amroot is freaking amazing. Amroot or Disco 12, rare breed. I mean, they're completely different animals. Jason, I had a BBC Daisy Dane from its Bourbonite, and it's superb. Never going to get it, though. Yeah, that's a hard one to get, Jeff. But I just think that this one is just a little bit. I don't think it's worth the 160 price point for this one. I mean, get a pour of it at Bart's on Bourbon Company if you're gonna try it, obviously. But yeah, I mean, for 160, there has to be flavors that pop like the Amroot, and this one, unfortunately, just isn't doing it for me. Maybe it's just a wine barrel thing. I don't know, but their Prisoner was pretty good. So I don't know if it's just the blend, but this one's just not working for me, unfortunately. You guys know I love Bar Suburban Company. Danny, Ron, the whole crew over there, Brandon. You guys know I love you guys, but that one's not hitting for me. And I'm going to be honest. So you guys know I'm always going to be. But yeah, it's crazy how now I can't get it out of my head. Snickers bar. It's Snickers. It's Snickers. Dickel is the Mark Sanchez of whiskey. Oh man, yeah, the old Carter one I thought worked really well, but again, my mom loves Silver Oak wine, so when she saw that, she was like, "Oh my god, I have to try that. Pour it right now." She went crazy, so we poured it, and she's like, "Oh no, I don't really like it." She wasn't feeling it either, unfortunately. So yeah. I would say that one's probably a little bit of a skip, unfortunately. I hate to say it because I know it's an expensive bottle, and I'm sure Bart's put a lot of time into it, but just not hitting. So, stick with Green River, more like Sam Bradford. Score tonight for Jason is 0-2. Yeah, so far I'm not really feeling those two, but let's get to this beast because this thing, as you can see, I've already put a little bit of a dent in it. So, for all you folks. So all you folks here in Brohio, that's right, it said Brohio. I'm sorry, Ohio. This dropped at Middle West this past weekend. This is and we talked about this in one of the news segments. This is the newest Middle West double cask collection release. This thing is just incredible. I've been tasting this throughout the last couple days just to kind of get my notes here. So what this is this is their soft red winter wheat and dark pumpernickel rye whiskey aged in Vino de Naranja cask. Now it's 5 years old. These are single barrels. They are barrel proof. They have two different barrels. One of them I think is 121, 122 proof. This one is 119.7. I grabbed the 119.7 one. That just, I don't know. I kind of like finishes right in that, 110 to 120 range, kind of in between. So I went lower. And this thing is, I'm just going to tell you right now. I don't know. I went there and I figured, okay, these are probably going to be mostly gone because I got there a little bit late and they just had a shit ton of them. Look at the color of this thing. Look at that. Oh, it's glorious. Yeah, it's like the Valencia, but it's got more punch to it. So as this has opened up, it's gotten way more chocolatey, which I really dig. And that's a flavor I do get from their dark pumpernickel rye sometimes. I get a little bit of that chocolate, get a little bit of like that, kind of like that toasted rye note. But it's got enough of the dark fruit there to kind of punch through. You do get the orange. It's not overpowering. It's more kind of like a chocolate-covered orange. You also get a little bit of like a star anise flavor, a little bit of like I'm not going to say licorice, black licorice, because I think that's a little strong. Maybe it's a little bit more of like a fennel. Definitely some clove coming through. But this thing is a flavor bomb. Holy crap. Actually, as this has opened up, it's gotten way more savory. And I think it works really well with the Vino de Naranja cask because you get all the rye on the front end, and then this thing just kind of turns into, gosh, cardamom, allspice, clove for days on this. But it always keeps like that chocolate-covered orange type of flavor profile to it. I mean, if you're in Columbus, so this was about $120-ish, I think. Definitely a little pricey for a 5-year whiskey. But again, when you're kind of dealing with a smaller distillery, even though I don't think you could really qualify Middle West as small anymore with that expansion they're working on. But I feel like the Valencia orange influence is hardly there, Prozac. Yeah, Valencia doesn't really have a big orange punch. I think this has a little bit more right now. Adam F says, got it in my glass right now. Adam, which cask do you have? Do you have the 122 or do you have the 119? Yeah, it is chocolate clove. Actually, yeah, man, that clove is strong. Good texture on it. It's a little bit chewy. Best texture so far out of the night, out of the 3 whiskeys we've tasted so far. I've never had a Middle West cask strength. Us regular folk don't get those, says Phil Orai. Well, Phil, I don't know if you're part of the Master Journey Whiskey Club, but we have a cask strength Middle West Pumpernickel Rye coming out soon. So Adam F says, oh, 119 open, but grab both. So yeah, so Adam, are you kind of getting those notes? You're kind of getting the clove. Are you kind of seeing where I'm coming from here? It's pretty. I'm not sure where you are in the bottle if you just cracked it open. But as you open this up, man, the orange and the chocolate I think are steady. But man, does it get savory as you go through. This is it the best finished rye I've had this year? No, but I do love the blend. I love the finish on this. And again, it just goes to show you again how rye whiskeys, because I like this way better than Valencia from Penelope. I'll say that. I'll go out and say that about this, but it's just. But again, that's a different blend versus this. But I do enjoy this more because I just think it's got a lot more depth to it. It's got more flavor, dude. When it comes to finished ryes, man. I mean, orange and rye go so well together. Is it the cask strength Pumpernickel Rye, an annual release for Middle West? Yeah, I mean, they do distillery picks. You could get picks there when you walk in. They do have some cask strength picks there that you can get. There are groups that do picks, including myself. So yeah, music to my ears. If it makes to intense drum, I'll definitely want to try it. Is there room? And what level do most normal bottles get to since Terrence McDermott? Well, right now, the top two tiers are taken, but the middle tier, it depends on what it is. Sometimes it breaks through, sometimes it doesn't. But we're gonna probably release the High Bank in the Middle West on the same day. Do a little bit of a Ohio pack. We'll see how that goes. But then at the same time, it's got this really bright sweetness to it. This is so good. I mean, if you're in Ohio and you haven't checked this bottle out, you must do it. Now, again, this is the 119.7 that I really like. I'm not sure if the 122 is a little bit different, but I'm actually may go get a backup of this one. So, and it also comes in this cool canister. Look at that. You get a nice can that comes in. Gives you all the details. There you go, 119.7. Look at that. Cool little can. I mean, everybody likes a good can. Everybody likes a good can. There you go. There you go. We can clip that. So, Jason, are you planning to grab the K-Luke Batch 10? Yes, Paul. I definitely want to grab the K-Luke Batch 10. Augustin Suarez, when's the pick coming? I think probably end of this month or beginning of October, I think. Yeah. Did you see Middle West announce today cask strength shelfers for all 3 coming out? Oh, I did not see that. That's pretty cool. How dare they steal your Summer Jam Sagamore name? The normal strength Pumpernickel Rye just made it out here in the store, says EJ. Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, I'm just going to keep sipping on that. Not much news to get to tonight, guys. Really, there's only one big story that hit, and this is the bottle that I was hoping to get tonight to talk about, but it looks like I will be getting it tomorrow. So you might see a review for this tomorrow. I might throw something together, do a quick first tasting of this bottle. Actually, that bottle right there. There it is. Little Book turns the page on legacy with a new whiskey series made from a multi-generational liquid. Freddie No, the 8th generation master distiller from the famous Beam family of the James B. Beam Distilling Company, recently announced the release of a new line of Little Book series with the inaugural Little Book, the Infinite Edition 1. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is the first of a new series that will perpetually blend liquid from different bottlings to create an infinity line. Little Book is the creation of Freddie No. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Let's get to this one. So this is inspired by the 200-year history of Beam and No whiskey making. The current master blender of Fred B. No, oh, they make these so long. Okay, took from the liquid, blah, blah, blah. I love bourbon. It's so good. I like to blend it all day long. Okay. Let's this is what's in this. Here we go. A Kentucky Straight Bourbon aged 20 years, a Kentucky Straight Bourbon aged 14 years, a Kentucky Straight Bourbon aged 7 years, and a Kentucky Straight Bourbon aged 8 years. So that's what's in there. You got a 20, a 14, a 7, and an 8. Normally, taking whiskey from different barrels simply results in a blend. However, each year, new whiskey will be added to the blend, making this a perpetual blend similar to the Solaris system used in sherry making, but often adopted by rum and whiskey, and whiskey makers. The main difference being that instead of trying to achieve a uniform flavor, this infinite blend's flavor will be ever evolving, more akin to infinity bottles made by enthusiasts. So the initial blend is what will set the tone for the Little Book series, but each year will have a new chapter that changes the overall profile. This will retail for $200 here in the US, and it's starting to release nationwide now. So that bottle, I'm trying to I did acquire one. It's on its way. Hopefully, I'll get a release out tomorrow for a review, so you guys can, if you know to spend the money or not on it. Again, I mean, here's the thing: Jim Beam is exhausting. They're just exhausting. I mean, think about it. The amount of brand lines they have and extensions and tree branches off those extensions, it's exhausting. It is Booker's, then Little Book. Not to mention Booker's Reserves. Booker's Reserves is starting to hit the market. So we're talking about a higher, I think it's going to be a 9-year or 10-year Booker's release that's dropping in 2024. Again, different bottle design, different color box. That's going to be releasing also this year, along with this Little Book Infinity Edition. So now you have a regular Little Book, and now you're going to have a Little Book Infinite Edition, where it's going to be the Solera process each and every year, how the blend changes, how it evolves over time, starting with this one blend that we have. I just, it's so much. I'm not going to rant about it. It's just that Jim Beam does not stop extending lines like of products. It's insane. Knob Creek 12, rye. Now we're going to do a 10-year, a 9-year. Now we're going to do a blend. We're going to do the bourbon times rye. You know what? We're going to release Hardin's Creek. We're going to do Hardin's Creek, Colonel B. Beam. We're going to do a 16-year. Then we're going to do the Hardin's Creek, Claremont, the Boston, the Frankfurt. We're going to do this whole tasting thing. All right, we got that. You know what? Let's release Old Overholt at cast strength, 11-year. Now we're going to bring out another one. How about A Overholt? Let's switch it up. Let's put another name in the mix. A Overholt. It does not end. It does not end. Then we're going to rebrand the 7-year, the Black Label. Let's do that. Now we're going to come out with Little Book Infinity Edition. And we're just it doesn't end. Jim Beam, it's not that they just keep putting out products, but they keep putting out line extensions. So now it's like we have a Little Book, and now we have a Little Book Infinite each year, it looks like. Will the Bookers be the same thing now? I haven't read the press release on that yet, where we have a Booker's Reserves each and every year now. We have 4 Bookers that release each year. Now we're going to have a Booker's Reserve on top of that each year. I don't know if that's coming. Yeah, the Baker's High Rye. That's another one. Claremont Steep, John Vornick. Do we keep going on? It's insane. The one thing I can't fault Jim Beam for is that they usually make these pretty affordable for the most part. It's usually good prices on these. Knob Creek 18 was less than $200. It's so exhausting. Whenever Jim Beam puts out shit, like, now look, if you do not like Jim Beam whiskey, then you're in the clear. You don't have to worry about all these. But if you like to review whiskey like I do, it's a pain in the ass chasing all these down. Set that rant to a beat, Jason. Old Granddad 16 year. That's supposed to come out. I'll be honest. I do want that Baker's High Rye. I kind of want them too as well. I do want to look for that. I'm not going to rant. Wait, hold my beer. Someone told them, yeah, dude, there's so many whiskeys coming out from Jim Beam. You have the single barrel, you have the Old Overholt, you have Old Granddad, Booker's, Hardin's Creek, A Overholt, freaking Basil Hayden, Baker's. I mean, I think we're past 10 brands now. It's insane. It just keeps going. So yeah, I'll be reviewing that tomorrow, hopefully. If not, you'll see a review for the Discovery 12 tomorrow, a full review of that one, from soup to nuts. And Jim Beam does not stop bringing new products to us. They will not stop. They do not. All we want, though, honestly, really, Jim Beam, right here. I wish I could zoom in right now. Zoom in. Bring back Little Book. No, let me restart that. Bring back Booker's Rye. Can we get Booker's Rye back? That's all. That's what the people want. Booker's Rye. Bring it back. Unless you're letting it cook a little bit. Maybe maybe you're aging it up here. Maybe you're getting it ready to release. But that's what we want. You keep bringing out these damn line extensions. Bring back Booker's Rye. Do something. Let's do it. Bring it back. Come on. And in the end, you ranted. Yes, in the end, I ranted. Yeah, bring it back. So what does it say if I have most of those? It says Cash 3. Cash 3 means you're a Beam fan. And it also means that Beam, I think, makes good whiskey at fair prices for the most part. There are some that you could argue, but for the most part, yeah. Like you have like a couple of outliers, like the Colonel B Beam 2-year that was like $80 or $90. That bottle was terrible. The 11-year corn whiskey from Hardin's Creek that they released, that was shit. That was terrible. They should have never done that. Yeah. They should have enough resources to bring it back. Yeah, Jason, you need to call the distillery. Right, Tunes? Yeah, it needs to happen. We got 455 people watching, guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Guys, make sure you hit the like button while you're here. Appreciate it. But yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Seriously, Beam is just, they keep doing line extensions on everything. And as exhausting as it is, it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's exhausting and it's also expensive because you just keep coming out with, like, Little Book this year, that rye, that would have been good enough for me. Now you're bringing out the Infinite Edition. And now you're going to have a Booker's Reserves on top of the Bookers that already come out this year. Not that Booker's really ever makes my top 10 each and every year, but this Reserve, I mean, could it? Maybe. We'll see. I'm just saying. Jim Beam is like... Jim Beam, I feel like, is like Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill. You guys think you have a lot of brands? Hold my beer. Hold my beer. I will bring out as many SKUs as you could think of, and I'm not even gonna waste any time about it. It's crazy. According to some locals here in Kentucky, Booker's Rye is indeed coming back soon, says Jordan. I hope so, man. That's what people want. It'll probably be a really hard whiskey to get because of the legendary status of the Booker's Rye that preceded it, but we'll see what happens. They need to rename it Large Catalog instead of Little Book. The General Motors of the whiskey world, says Eric Gunderson. That's a good one, Gundy. Yeah, dude. It's like fucking Cheerios. Everything goes back to cereal. You ever go see the Cheerios aisle nowadays? It used to be just like regular and honey nut. Now they have pumpkin spice, apple cinnamon, oats, regular, fruit forward, fruits and berries, yogurt Cheerios. It doesn't stop. Like every time I go down the cereal aisle, I see more Cheerios. That's what happens with Jim Beam. Jim Beam Cheerios. There's a connection there. There isn't at all. I'm just saying there's a connection there. Oh my gosh. All I can say is this is delicious. And if anybody in Ohio has not made their way to get this yet, you need to. It's that good. You have to like a little bit more savory flavors, though, I think. It's not ultra sweet. If you like those rye flavors, those typical rye flavors, cloves, stuff like that, you're going to love it. Super chat from Jeremy Erard. We just saw the whiskey equivalent of Get Off My Lawn. Jason says, I'll hold your bottle. Yep. It's all about the share of the shelf. It's like Oreos or Triscuits. When I was a kid, there was Triscuits. Now there are 15 SKUs. Yeah. Give me Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Next will be a Jim Beam flavored Cheerios. Bourbon Cheerios. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the shitstorm? Oh, man. On the nose, this is all like almost smells like orange sherbet, like vanilla creamsicle, orange creamsicle, I should say, with like some clove on it. This thing is so good. This is definitely making it to. I don't even know like how do you classify this? It's rye. I'm guessing it's rye. Double barrel matured American white oak, red winter wheat, and dark pumpernickel rye whiskey. But their soft red winter wheat is a bourbon. So is it a Bourride and finished in Vino de Naranja? Kath, I'm going to have to reach out to them and ask some questions because I don't even know how to classify that shit. It's really good. Okay. I'm all in on bourbon Cheerios. Yeah, that shit should happen. All right, let's get to a matchup here that I've been wanting to do since I got the bottle. But does it take you back to younger days with grandma cooking? Says JD Fridges. What's up, JD? Nice to see you, buddy. My grandmother was a huge proponent of my cereal addiction as a kid. So, yeah, she was like, oh, Jesse, okay, what do you want? So my grandmother didn't really talk great English. She talked some English. But what happened basically is I would be literally watching like Saturday morning cartoons, and I would write down the commercials for the cereals I wanted to try. She would go to the store and give the piece of paper to somebody that worked at the store, and they would pull the cereals down. She would bring them home, so I had access to every cereal I wanted to try, always, because my grandma was that amazing. So miss you, Grandma. Grandma Rosa. God, man, every time I just like mention my grandma, like I want to like tear up immediately. I gotta cut that out. Not talking about grandma. Bourbon Cheerios is Maker's Mark. Is there any update on Blended Gevin? Haven't seen anything come through on my email, says Justin Mills. I'll be sending out Blended Gevin emails actually probably tomorrow or Friday. So if you filled out the form, submitted, or you're working on a blend, I will throw the I will send you an email of exactly where to send your blends. I already got my first entry just in the mail today. So, but of course, those are from past participants who've already had my who've already done blends before. So, all right. So this is 3. Whenever Jason imitates his mom or grandmother, an angel gets their wings. That's right, Jeff. Love that. All right, so this is a pretty. This should be a pretty cool. Comparison here. Now I have not. Actually, that's not true. I did review the Discovery 12 already, but I haven't compared it yet. So, and I did not compare it on the video, so I figured I'd save it to do it tonight with you guys. So we have Bardstown 2, which is one of my favorite Discovery blends of all time. This is 44% 10-year, 75 13 12, 39% Kentucky 12-year, 74 18 8, and 17% Kentucky 14-year, 78 10 12. So this is either Beam Barton Heaven Hill or Turkey Barton Heaven Hill. So, and then Discovery 3, which was a huge favorite from everybody. You have that 13-year MGP in there, the 21% rye mash bill. You have the 13-year Barton in this one as well. And then you have the 10-year Heaven Hill in this one as well. So, again, when you kind of compare it to the Discovery 12, so here's the Discovery 12 mash bill again. We're not looking at 11, we're looking at 12. Look on the right side there. You have the 48%, 29%, 15, and 8% there. Most of the blend is, again, Wild Turkey, apparently. Then you have some Heaven Hill mixed in. Then a couple of other mash bills out of Kentucky. So really great mash bills here. Really great blends. We'll see which one wins out for me here. I wanted to see really how good the 12-year was. I compared this to 11. I compared this to... I actually like this over Rare Breed this year, which is interesting. So there's some really good stuff about this one. So Disco 3, number 2, number 4 for me. Oh, actually number 4 would have been a good one to put in here, because 4 had that weird Beam 78. What is it, like 75.5%? That crazy mash bill that was going around that everybody was sourcing from. You guys want me to throw 4 in here too? Should I throw 4 in the mix? What do you think? I think I have it right there. Do you want me to put 4 in here as well? So we have 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Let me get 4. That's why we do it live, baby. Okay. Let me find 4. That's 5. 4, right here, nailed it. All right, so we got 4. And yes, this one has that crazy high-aged 78.5%, 15-year. Do you guys remember when that shit was everywhere? Every brand. There were so many brands putting that stuff out under different labels that were sourcing that 78.5% corn mash bill that was distilled by Beam. The tote whiskey. The famous tote whiskey. So, all right. Let me get a little glass of water here. The Mets win, but more importantly, did the Braves lose or win? Are the Braves winning or losing? The Braves are playing the Rockies, so I'm figuring they're winning. So, yeah, Prideful Goat, Doc Swinson's. There was an obscure brand that did it as well, and I can't remember their name. Oh, it's going to drive me crazy. Oh, the Braves won too. Okay, so we're still a half a game back. There you go. Old Soul, Prideful Goat, and others had that 15-year. Yep. Braves won. Old Soul 15 was some of that tote whiskey. Braves just won. Old Soul. Okay, everyone's saying Old Soul. It wasn't Old Soul. It was like kind of like a one-hit wonder brand. They kind of came out with this 15-year stuff, and then I don't feel like we ever heard from them again. Oh yeah, Chicken Cock had it for sure. Whiskey Drummer had it. That was from was that 3-chord? Actually, I have it right there. It's looking at me. Holy shit, it's right there. 3-chord. Yep, 3-chord had it. Whiskey Drummer. It wasn't Buckner, Sam Houston, Duke. It wasn't Duke. Yeah, 3-chord had it. Yep. Hunt and Gather. Danny Lynn, you nailed it. That was the brand I was thinking of. Hunt and Gather had a shit ton of those that release that people were gobbling up. And then it's like they just went away. I don't know where they went. They just literally bought that tote whiskey, sold it, cashed in, and then they cashed out. So yeah. That was it. Yep. That was the one I was thinking of. Hunt and gather. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, chat. Yep, Doc Swenson's as well. All right, so we have 2, 3, 4, and then the 12. So let's run through them. I just wasn't able to set this up blind, unfortunately, but you know, you guys know I'll always give you an honest take. Don't believe me, we have a great blind tasting that's about to happen here in a little bit. 7 samples, all blind. We'll see what we got. John Vornick says, I don't even remember that one. Yeah, it kind of yeah, it didn't really. Oh shit, there's Abandoned Bourbon. What's going on? Dude, great review today for the Discovery 12. Mine is going to be hitting Friday unless I don't get my little book tomorrow. So, but guys, if you haven't seen Abandoned Bourbon's review for the Discovery 12, highly recommend it. Does a great job breaking it down. He gets a lot of the notes that I was kind of picking up. So, good stuff, man. Yeah, St. Cloud, Rare Perfection. So, Rare Perfection, another good call out. Yep. God, the 2 is so good. The 2 has that like high spice orange, I think, from the Barton that's in it. Heavy vanilla, heavy orange. Yeah, citrus notes for sure. Guys, speaking of Abandoned Bourbon being here, guys, hope you guys are excited. Whoever is attending the Bardstown Blitz here at the end of the month in September, the Master Journey meetup is it's happening. We are sold out. The tickets sold out. I'm so excited for it to be sold out. And we did one event last year, but this event we actually sold out of tickets, and we could not be more excited. Attendees will actually get a bottle. Whoever got the full price ticket will get a bottle of the Bardstown Bourbon Company rye, single barrel cast strength rye pick that was done at the distillery. Brian, Abandoned Bourbon, was on the pick team. We kind of were going back and forth between, 2 different ryes that was just so stellar. We kind of picked the more unique one and the more experimental one, which tastes like straight up root beer. It's like spicy root beer. It is so good. It's kind of like a throwback rye whiskey. I think you guys will love it. So I'm so looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing everybody in Bardstown last weekend in September. So it's going to be a blast. Did you ever see that pick video I made? I think the share link expired. No, I did watch it, man. It's awesome. Actually, you know what, Brian, if you could kind of resend that to me, I would like to maybe put that on Patreon. So let me know. Bardstown Blitz was canceled after that review earlier. Way to go, Jason C. No, but I always tell Danny. I'm going to tell you. I also told Danny, though, at the same time, how good the Amrit was. So, need to know the name of the Middle West cast strength that you were just drinking. I want to buy it. Says Brother Ham. It's the Middle West Double Cask Collab. I'm sorry, Double Cask Collection Vino de Naranja. I'll throw that up on the bottle cam again real quick. So that's what you're looking for. It's kind of the name of it. Vino de Naranja cast strength whiskey. Okay, finished. So any chance some of that pick making it to Patreon people who can't go? Possibly. We got to see how many bottles are left by the end of the night because folks will have a chance to buy extras if they want. Man, I've seen the Amroot bottle and keep hesitating. You keep talking it up, though, since Terrence McDermott. Yeah, dude. It is cherries and ice cream and a little bit of malt, a little bit of smoke. It's like smoked cherries in a glass. It's so good. All right, so this is 3. Oh, man, 3. Discovery 3. Discovery 3 has that NGP cherry cola spice. Gosh, I love that 3 so much. I hate I'm going to miss this Whiskey Blitz. I'll be up in Huntsville at South Star Music Festival. The master dress is Todd Kwarczynski. I mean, dude, we'll have another one, man. I never got a bottle of Disco 2, but remember loving it. Yeah, Brian, it's one of my favorites. It's definitely one I've been dude, I got a lot of it. Shit, I still have this is my second bottle of it. I had one bottle beforehand, went through it. So loved it so much I got a second one. This is the last bottle I have of it. So yeah, the Disco 3 is just very spice driven, spicy cherry, oak. A little bit of barrel char in there too. That thing is so good. All right, let's go to 4. I think the last time I did a blind, I think 4 actually finished pretty high. So I had a chance to buy Disco 2 a few years back, 160 and pass, kicking myself, says John Vornick. Yeah, dude. I mean, I know it's a pricey bottle, but some of these blends are just. I forgot how good 4 is. 4 is it's got that beaminess, man. Dark chocolate, honey roasted peanut. A little bit, probably the oakiest out of the first 3. It's got a little bit of a drying, a little tannic effect on the back end, but I don't mind it because the front of the palate is so dense and rich. Actually, might be the best palate out of the 3 as far as like viscosity goes. Damn, that's good. I forgot how good that was. All right, let's go to 12. Wow. All right, so let's go through noses here real quick, and we'll kind of rank the noses first. 2, it's bright, fruit forward, very spicy. I think again that comes from that Barton. I traded a Booker's for a Disco 4, and I'm quite happy with the trade. Hell yeah, man. You won that one, sure. Those Amrit bottles just sit on the middle shelf at Liquor Barn for $170. Yeah. No one's buying the Amrit. I get it, but their loss. I got another backup because just sitting here on the shelf too, so I'll keep buying that shit as long as it's there. Man, 3's nose is, again, that cherry cola note, graham cracker, a little bit of a ginger snap. That is stellar. Let's go to 3. I'm sorry, 4. 4 has the most age. It's definitely dense in oak. It's got that beaminess to it. But it's also got a lot of vanilla extract, which I really like here too. I would say out of Discovery 2, 3, and 4, I'm still leaning towards 3 as far as the nose goes. Now you go to 12. Oh, man, 12 smells freaking fantastic. 12 has this. Oh my gosh. This like cotton candy. It almost has like a little bit of like an old school like quality to it, which I really dig. Jason, your rant maybe break out Knob Creek 12. 220, another extension of the rant. Kind of like I said, bringing back Booker's Rye. Bring back Knob Creek 12 cast strength. Why do you do that to us? Why would you give it to us once and then we never see it again? Come on. Knob Creek 12 cast strength is one of the best releases ever from Beam. And it's like, here you go. We're going to drop that once. You line extension everything else for years. You give us freaking 400 Basil Haydens. Give us a Knob Creek 12 cash strength again, please. 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 I'm asking nicely, Knob Creek. Please. Bring it back out. Come on. Jesus. Give it back to us. You're killing me. No, we're going to give you another Infinite. We're going to give you another Book of Reserves. We're going to give you more Basil Haydens. Give you some more Hardens Creeks. We're going to, we're going to extend some more Rye to you. Give you some A Overholt. Just give us a Knob Creek. You're releasing Knob Creek 12 freaking all over the place anyway. Just don't water it down. Shit. Give it to us a cast strength, please. Do I sound like I'm begging too much? I'm just saying. Jesus. Friggin' 400 Basil Haydens we got to deal with. But no Knob Creek 12 cast strength. Basil Hayden, freaking, toast, wine, all this bullshit. We'll probably see a Basil Hayden honey one soon called Basil Hayden Bumblebee's Asshole. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to call it. It's just going to keep going. Bring us back Knob Creek 12 cast strength, please. Okay. Wow. Disco 12 is phenomenal. I actually think it beats 4. It's Basil Hayden Amburana could happen. I don't know, dude. Good times as a bottle of MGP, Asian Basil Hayden Bumblebee's asshole. I'm just saying, like, there's so much shit. Oh my god. Okay. Thought you guys would get a kick out of that. All right, so 2. Mr. Jiggs, they might. I do still think I like 3 over 2, just a tad bit. 3 has a longer finish. It's a little bit more dense. It's got a little bit, I like darker flavors. I know there's some people that like those bright, sweet, super sweet flavors, but I like the darker flavors. I think 2 has that all day long. Now you go to 4. 4 is an interesting whiskey because it's got sweet, but it's got the most oak, I think, out of all 4 of them, to be honest. But then you get to 12. I think 12 actually has the perfect amount of candy sweetness with oak and age and spice. Again, that cotton candy mixed with a little bit of like a dark cherry note, almost kind of a Luxardo syrup type of note to it. And then it gets into spice, long finish. It's got a finish very similar to 3. I think 12 and 3 could go down as kind of the best discos of all time. I think 12 is better than 2, and I like 12 over 4. 4 is really good, but again, it's that oak profile. If you like rich oak, you'll probably like 4 over 12, and you'll probably like 4 over the other 2 as well. Just depends on where your palate's at. But for my palate in particular, I think 12 has the best balance of oak and sweet together. I love the Good Time Cigar Blunt. 11 is fine if you add some water, says Eric Farrar. What was the makeup of the 12 again? So the 12 is this. So 14-year Turkey, 10-year Heaven Hill, 10-year, I'm not sure what that mash bill is, and then 6-year Bardstown Bourbon Company, they're 4 grain. So I think the difference here in 12 is that 10-year Heaven Hill that's in the blend. Because if it was that much turkey and that much sweet, I think, because you get some of like that creamsicle note in it as well. But I think the Heaven Hill, that 10-year, gives it some oak influence to balance out that sweet, because it is really sweet. Then you got that spice. It's so perfectly balanced. I think 12 and 4 are, which one do I like better? That's the tough question. 12 does have a turkey-esque vibe to it, and I think that's why I like it so much. You guys know I'm a turkey head. I mean, there's no way around it. But I think if you love 3, because 3 has that same balance, it's just a different balance. It's just you have the oak, you have the spice, you got like that cherry cola dark note. I think 12 is sweeter, but 12 also has a little bit of an old school type of feel to it. So yeah, get the 12. Get it. I really didn't like the Silver Oak, but that Discovery 12, that is a very, very special blend. And who knows where it goes from here. That is so good. Yeah, that's the reason I think 11 is better with H2O, more turkey funk, says Eric Farrar. I would agree with that. I think it kind of brings that out for sure. Real talk, do you think the blend would be better if it didn't have 8% BBC? Abandoned bourbon. That's a really good question, man. I don't know, Brian. I feel like the 12 to me has such great balance. If you took out the younger whiskey, would it be as balanced? That's kind of the question for me. I would love to taste it without it in it, but I feel like you're looking at 3 pretty good aged whiskeys if you take out the Bardstown. Now, when you mix kind of young and old, you usually try to find that perfect balance because you get the brightness and the sweetness and a little bit of the sharpness of a younger whiskey with the rich oak and the sweetness of something that's a little bit older. You kind of meet those in the middle. If you take out the younger whiskey and you just have the 3 higher aged whiskeys, where does it come from? I would love to taste it without that. I don't know. That's a really good question, man. I'm going to say it wouldn't be better because I do think that it brings something to the table. I think that's why it has such good balance to me. But, I mean, shit, I would love to taste it without it for sure. Jason, are you blending all 4 glasses at the end for Disco Inferno? Well, you say it now, Richie. I will. My assumption is some of that candy comes from the BBC to complement the darker cherry turkey notes. I agree. I think if you took that out, if you took the BBC out, I think it wouldn't have the balance it does, to be honest. So, yeah. All right, yeah, let's do a Disco Inferno because whiskey. I mean, this is what we do, and Mr. You guys could thank Richie Z for this, the legend. So, all right, Disco Inferno is going to mingle over here. And then in the meantime, guys, don't let me forget to sip that at the end of the night. So let me get these out of the way because we're about to get into our blind tasting. It's going to get crazy. So I got a blind tasting here from Mr. Bill Kavanaugh. There it is. The Blind Flight Key. Has no idea what he sent, but he always tends to send very challenging blind tastings. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And then, as always, guys, this is kind of my favorite time of the night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we have 7. Some of my favorite time of the night to kind of go through, answer your questions. We'll go through our top 5. I'll give you my NFL picks, as always, which I want to do tonight. And then we'll try that Bardstown blend, the Disco Inferno, to finish off the night here. So I'm just gonna pour all this in here just because I'm not gonna save any of this. That's A. Here's B. Man, B is dark. Actually, A is dark too. Let me put that here. A, B. It's got to be C. So generally, now he didn't give me any directions for this. Bill, I don't know if you're watching. Did you want me to pick out proof? Did you want me to guess the distillery? Are there directions in here, or is this just literally a reveal? If you could kind of give me some context. The Bill Kavanaugh blind I did last weekend was very challenging, says Stephen Walt. Yeah, he always sends very challenging blinds. So this should be pretty fun. I made a Darth Steve says I made a blend of 40% benchmark foolproof, 25% tin cup 20 and 35% Calumet Farm, and it is amazing. Someone should submit that for Blendageddon. Darth Steve giving people ideas for Blendageddon right there. Do what you want, have fun with it. The key is just a reveal. Okay, thank you, William. William sending 7 freaking samples here to do a blind, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna. My God, that Discovery 12 is so good. I think it's right up there with the 3. I think if you polled people, 3 is always going to be known as a legendary blend from for the Discovery series. But I think, honestly, I think that the 12 could become to get into that echelon. So, all right, let me get my notebook here. Let me get my pen. Let's attack this, baby. Let's go. There is a Tin Cup 20 year. Tin Cup 20 year is actually no joke. I never got one, but I did try it. It's not bad. A, B, C, D, E, F, friggin' G. All right, let me get some water here. Have you had the Carter Cellars? I wonder how that compared to the Silver Oak. Phil O'Reilly, the Carter Cellars I like a lot more than the Silver Oak. So there you go. At least you don't have a Malort punishment. Kirk Cousins over under 300 yards on Falcons debut. Oh, man. Yeah, we can get into that. We can get into my NFL picks here. Let me I did write these down, I think, of who my picks were. And the wild cards. We'll see how I do. Okay. Oops. That doesn't work. Let me just pull that out of there. There you go. All right. I'll just keep this in front of me so I have it. All right. Let me go back to the live stream. There we are. Are you wearing sandals tonight? No, I don't do sandals. Not with my freaking grape stomping Italian Fred Flintstone feet. I don't do sandals. Nobody wants to see that. I am wearing, though, a cool collaboration with Nike and Union LA, which is these are the Field General. These are the Field Generals from Union Nike. Highly underrated shoe, I think, from Nike. These are the Field Generals. This was a collaboration with Union LA. And I love these. So they got some cool tread on the bottom. Kind of be made like, running on the field. Has all these really cool little details on them. I dig these shoes a lot. So Bears over the Chiefs. Mandals. So since the Bears are winning the Super Bowl this year, who do you have them beating? Kenneth Radburn, what size are you? I'm a 10.5 in sneakers. So I actually got 2 cool pairs arriving tomorrow of sneakers. One I custom made on Nike by you, and then one I got the new low Jordan Mochas. So I got those coming tomorrow. Yeah, Bandon Bourbon, it kind of is a Dunkin' Donuts mock colorway for sure. I'll take that. It's a turf shoe. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a turf shoe. So, all right. You know what they say about big feet? Yeah, or thick feet in my I'm disappointed. I figured the kicks would match the watch. Yeah, I mean, I could have, but I feel like those were I could have done the Air Jordan 3 Royals that I have, or I don't know. 2025 in sneakers is going to be nuts. They're bringing back all these crazy, like, rare Jordans that, that people pay stupid amounts of money for, and they're just bringing them back. The pair I want the most is the Air Jordan 3 Black Cats, which is just basically an all-black Air Jordan 3, because it was Jordan's nickname was Black Cat. So, all right. Let's go through this here real quick. I'm going to go through 2 of these, and then we'll get to the NFL. I'll do another 2. We'll get to the NFL, do another 2. We'll get through these here. Okay. TCT says Adam's Peaches pick is all fruit and sweetness. TCT, yeah, you're spot on, man. That pick is why all the ladies love that pick. That's why we called it Adam's Peaches, because my gosh, my girlfriend Kim loved that pick. Scott's wife Julie loved it. Katie loved it, and then Adam loved it. So they loved that pick. So give me the Wu-Tangs. Yeah, Wu-Tangs are coming back out. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go to the letter A here. See what we got. See how we do tonight, guys. Again, guys, thanks so much for the support. Thanks for getting me to 92,000 subscribers. Again, tell everybody that you know that's into whiskey, even if they're not into whiskey. Subscribe to the channel. Help me get to 100,000 subs. So appreciate it. So this is, I'm not really smelling anything super familiar here. This is just very sweet. I mean, if I had to guess, I mean, this might be Buffalo Tracy right off the front of the bat here. Let me give it a try here. There's like nothing to this whiskey that screams anything. It's just a very good, solid whiskey. I'm going to say it's a bourbon. So let me kind of do my guesses here. I'm going to guess it's a bourbon. I think this has some age to it. I think we have at least 12 years old here. I'm going to guess around 100 proof. Do I have a guess for this one yet? That's good. I mean, it's not overpowering by any means. It's very, very low key. Doesn't really explode on the palate. That's why I'm guessing kind of around 100 proof. Stop rubbing in about the Adams Peaches, as John Cloud just decided to see Taylor Swift help the Chiefs win. Oh, Jesus Christmas. James Pepper Decanter. I don't think it's a James Pepper. This has some age to it. James Pepper Decanter, remember the average age for that whiskey is about 5.5 years. I think this is definitely older. So I'll go back to that one and we'll see. Let me go to the second one here. This one has a little bit more proof to it, I think. It also has a little bit of a mustiness. I'm kind of getting like that wet cardboard note here. Oh, that's fucking weird. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. What did Nancy Fraley say a couple weeks ago? Dog shampoo? Oh, no. I don't like that at all. Oh. It tastes like soap. Oh, gosh. Soap. I think it's like 100 and I'm going to guess like 118 proofish. Why does that taste like that? William Cavanaugh's laughing his ass off. Dude, that's awful. I don't know what that is, but it tastes like shit or soap. That's so bad. Oh, the aftertaste on it. It's like licking a bar of Irish Spring. That's awful. Blah, blah. No, thank you. All right, I was going to skip that over. That gets last place immediately. If that is some kind of crazy, rare, weird bourbon, dude, that sucks. Okay. All right. Let's go through my first. Let's go through the two. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the AFC. So my NFL picks this year. Let's start in the NFC. The AFC North. We have Baltimore. We have the Bengals. We have the Browns, and we have the Steelers. My vote, as far as who's going to win the division, is going to go to the Baltimore Ravens. I think they're pretty stacked this year. I think that we have really cool. I don't know, man. I just love what they added as far as offense. I'm a huge believer in Lamar Jackson. I think that now the Bengals, I think, could give them a run because I think that Joe Burrow is going to have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. But until he shows it that he can get through the season, not getting hurt, I think for right now I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. AV gifted the 5 the Mash and Drum memberships. Thank you so much, AV. That's awesome, man. Derek Henry, way to go, AV. Yeah, I really appreciate that, AV. That's really cool for you to do. Again, thank you so much. AV, actually, you know what? Just for doing that, for gifting something, I'm going to give something back to you. I would like to send you one of my Still Austin single barrel picks, the Liquid Schwartz, we're calling it. It is so dense and dark and delicious. AV, email me at themashanddrum@gmail.com. I'd love to send you a bottle of one, dude. So thank you so much. So, yep. Burrow stays healthy and that offensive line does its job. I think the Bengals could make a run there. Cleveland Browns are a little bit of a wild card. I'm not really sure what to expect from them. They have a great team. They have a great defense. It's hard to see what Deshaun Watson's going to do. We'll see. And the Steelers, I'm just unsure of their quarterback situation. I think they'll try to do some. It's hard to not vote the Steelers out of the playoffs because they've made the playoffs for the last gajillion years. So I think they could be in play, but I still think the AFC North will belong to Baltimore at the end of the year. Let's go to the AFC East. We have the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets. This one is tough. I think the Patriots are going to be last. I mean, the Patriots are still kind of rebuilding, I think, a little bit. Then you have the Dolphins, who are stacked. I mean, offensively, yes. Their defense had a ton of injuries last year. They had a great pass rush until kind of the end of the year when everybody got hurt. So the Dolphins are always in the mix, but I think when it's going to really come down to the Bills and the Jets, maybe the Jets have that defense. Now, the wild card for the Jets here is going to be Aaron Rodgers. If he does Aaron Rodgers type shit, he could end up. I mean, the Jets could. I mean, listen, the Jets won 6 or 7 games last year, and they had no quarterback. Now you add Aaron Rodgers, a capable quarterback, if he doesn't get hit or doesn't get hurt 4 plays in with his Achilles and actually plays most of the season, I think sky's the limit for the Jets. But until that happens, I got to go with the Bills. I'm still worried about the Bills' offense because they don't have a lot of big names. But I'm still gonna pick the Bills until somebody dethrones them. But I think the wild card, just like the AFC North, you have the Bengals that could make some noise because we don't know what's going to happen with Joe Burrow. The Browns are talented. We'll see what happens with them. The Steelers, I think, are going to be a little bit of a mess this year with that quarterback situation. But as far as AFC East goes, I will give the division to the Bills with Miami and the Jets kind of vying for that position as well. So, all right, let's go to the next 2 here. What college is Garrett Wilson from? OHIO. That's right, sweet Cindy. There you go. All right, let's go to the third one here. This is letter C. Letter C has some proof as well. Oh. Letter C is very fruit forward. Think there's some good proof to it. It's sharp. I don't think there's a lot of age in here. I think it's a bourbon. I don't think it's high age. If it is, I'd be very surprised. But this one, I feel like this is a finished whiskey. Well, maybe not. I think there's some age here too. It reminds me of the Old Stubborn. I don't know if that's what it is, but it reminds me of the Old Stubborn. I think you're looking at about 120, 122-ish proof here as well. We'll see what that ends up being. All right, let's go to 4. Or D, I should say. Oh, now we're talking. We still have 358 in the chat, guys. Thanks so much for watching tonight, I should say. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. This is actually a little bit weedy on the nose. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's unique, but in a good way. Not like 2, where it was unique in a very bad way. This one, I'm digging this one. Did he say C had no age and then said it had age? Did I say that? I don't think I said it had no age. D is funky. That's a funky little bourbon there. Also high proof. I think that's like 125 plus. I'm gonna say 125 plus. Maybe around 125, maybe 126, 127, or in that range. It's got a really deep richness to it. By the way, did anyone hit on the old Forrester birthday bourbon thing? Anybody win? Anyone? No? Man, D is really interesting. No one wins that. Yeah, no one wins that. Yeah. Man. Yeah, I hit for 2 cases. Boo-ha. JD, are you serious? Did Tyler seriously win it? I like D actually a lot. I think it's different. It's funky. It's rich. It's dense. I think that's, yeah, about 125 proof. Jillian did, says JD. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Well, he better bring that to the December Blitz. Wow, I like that a lot, whatever that is. It's very drying on the palate, which makes me think there's some age to it. I'll say that's about 10 plus. And that's good. I like D a lot. I like the D. There you go. Luckiest MRF forever. Yeah. I'm expecting to see a birthday at Walmart this Friday. I hit it last year Friday. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna I'm actually trying to get a birthday bourbon this year. First time in a while, just because it's 12 years old and 107 proof. I would like to get one, so we'll see. Also want H8 Heaven Hill 18, JD. That I'm not impressed with. Heaven Hill 18, I think, was just meh this year. I don't think it was that great at all. So, I mean, I would actually trade it. If it was me, if I won that Heaven Hill 18 year, I would trade the shit out of that bottle. I don't think it's nearly as good as the 17. And I think it's just very oaky and very. It's kind of flatline for me. That Heaven Hill 18, that was a pretty big disappointment for me this year, I think. So I don't know. That shit doesn't impress me. All right, let's go to the next conference. We have AFC South. You have the Texans, the Colts, the Titans, and the Jaguars. I think Texans get this division handily. I think Texans win this division. I think the Colts are kind of a wild card because you don't know what you're going to get from Richardson. I think the Titans and Jaguars could kind of vie for that second spot in the division. Jaguars are a good team. You don't really know what you're going to get from the quarterback. Had a great year last year. I think it was kind of under the radar. He has a pretty good defense. He has ATN, which is a great running back. We'll see how that goes this year. But I think the Titans could be a little bit of an under the radar pick as well. But again, they're kind of going with a little bit of a younger quarterback there. But I think the Jaguars and the Texans are poised to kind of fight for that AFC South. But I think the Titans are going to take it. I think Stroud is just too talented. He's got more weapons now. He's got his second year in. He's got a great defense. I think the Texans take that division. AFC West, we have the Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders, and Chargers. I think the Broncos are kind of in a rebuilding year. I think they'll probably surprise some people. I think they will win some games they're not supposed to win because of the new quarterback. The Raiders, you just never know what you get with the Raiders. Who freaking knows? Their defense is great. Offense, I'm not really sure. I'm sure we'll see a little bit of magic from the quarterback, but I don't know. I don't see them as being a consistent winner. I think Denver is going to go through a little bit of growing pains this year, but I do like the new quarterback, Bo Nix. We'll see what he does. But obviously, KC, you got to pick to win this division. And then the Chargers, it'll be interesting. I mean, Herbert has always been a really talented quarterback, but he doesn't have a lot of weapons to throw to. It'll be interesting to see what Harbaugh does with that, the defense, the offense. They could be a wild card this year. I'm not really sure where they're going to end up. But as far as the division winners, I'm taking Baltimore, Buffalo, the Texans, and the Chiefs. Now, the wild cards coming out of that division, if you had to pick 3 wild cards from the North, I'll take the Bengals. If I think the Baltimore is going to win the division, I think the Bengals will get a wild card, or if not win the division. But for now, I'll say the Bengals will get a wild card. AFC East wild card, is it going to be Miami or the Jets? I don't know. AFC South, does another team in there get a wild card? AFC West, I don't think there's going to get a wild card out of that. I think it's going to be KC. That's it. As far as the AFC East, I think we're going to get 2 wild cards out of AFC East. I think it's going to be the Dolphins and the Jets that get those 2 wild card spots, and the Bengals kind of rounding it out. I think in the AFC South, I think it's going to be the Texans and the KC Chiefs outright. So those are my picks for the AFC this year. There you go. I'll probably win a birthday bourbon before my Falcons win, says Corey Cobb. Yeah, I'm with you, Corey. All right, let's go to letter E. Stuff and whiskey in the house. What? Okay, there you go. Oh, E is good. E is really good. E is, I think, about 118, 119 proofish. I think E is straight up Buffalo Trace. Something. That thing is sweet. That is candy. That is really good. Man. E is Jim Beam Booha. I don't think it's Beam at all. I think it's too sweet to be Beam. That's really good. I mean, I can make a case it's maybe like an Elijah Craig barrel proof. I think it's like but I don't think like 118, 120. Man, that's good. Randall Erickson gifted 20 Mash and Drum memberships. Dude, Randall Erickson, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Randall, dude, if you're gifting out 20, Randall, send me an email. themashanddrum@gmail.com. I'll send you something. For sure. Thank you for doing that. Everyone's giving gifts now because they want shit. I see how it's working. Wow, dude. You guys are the best. Holy shit. Thanks, Top Jimmy. Okay. Top Jimmy, Randall, and we had AV earlier. You three, email me at themashanddrum@gmail.com. I'll send you something. Okay. Let's go to F. Oh. F. You get a gift membership. You get one. F is turkey. It's wild turkey. F is wild turkey. I'm calling it now. If I'm wrong, I will send something to William Kavanaugh. But that's wild turkey. What wild turkey is it, though? I think it's single Rickhouse, Camp Nelson F. I think that's what he sent. It's definitely wild turkey. If it's not single Rickhouse, it's some insanely good Russell's Reserve pick. I think the proof is right. I'm guessing single Rickhouse, man. That's wild turkey for sure. Okay. Yeah, that's wild turkey. It's got to be. All right, William K. I see you. I'm not even going to try to compute that the entire time. I think that's what we got. Beyond the Row is here. What is going on? Beyond the Row in the house. What is up, guys? Nice to see you. Clint Nolan says, I just want a membership. Thank you, whoever bought it. Oh, gee. G's a little brighter. I don't think this has the age of some of the other ones here. Quentin King says, late to the party, feeding my newborn of 3 weeks while watching this awesomeness. We'll go back to the start later. Quentin King, congrats, man. That's awesome. 3 weeks old. Holy shit, man. You got a little baby. Oh, G. G is youthful. G is youthful. I'm getting a lot of grain on the palate there. Yeah, man, that's like chewing on. That's strictly chewing on grain right there. I'd say about 117, 18, 19 proof in that range. Yeah, grainy. It's definitely youthful here. That's probably the youngest I've tried out of the entire blind. All right, let's go to the NFC. NFC North. NFC North, let's start it up. We're going to go with the Lions to win it. Chicago has all the hype right now. Chicago has all the fanfare, and I get the reason why. I think Green Bay will vie for a pick there with Jordan Love. The Vikings, I think, are going to be a little bit of a rebuild here. Not really sure what we're going to get out of the Vikings, but it's going to be a fight. Lions, Chicago, Green Bay. Chicago, it's tough. They have a very talented team. They got Caleb Williams, it's kind of hard to gauge what we're going to get from them. I think they're going to definitely win some games. Will they excel to the point where they're going to win the division? That's hard to say. I think the Lions actually under the radar got a little bit better. So it's hard to take the Lions out of the conversation. So I'll say the Lions win that division. NFC East, you have the Dallas Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles, and the Redskins. Again, this is one of those really tough divisions because I think the Cowboys are a mess. And as much as it's America's team, whatever you want to call it, I don't really see them winning the division this year. I think it's going to go back to Philly. I think Philly finds a way to win the division this year. I don't really believe in the Giants because of the quarterback. Daniel Jones, I think, is a little bit of a mess. We'll see what happens with New York, but I'm going to give it to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Dallas could get in as a wild card, especially since they re-signed CeeDee Lamb. The Redskins are the wild card, though, because they have Jaden Williams, and I think he's a super talented quarterback. I think he's gonna do some shit this year that's gonna wow some people. So we'll see what happens there. I'm sorry, I keep saying Redskins. It's the Commanders. Whatever, dude. Washington Commanders. I'm sorry, I'm back. I'm stuck back in the 80s. The Commanders, the Washington Commanders, I think are going to do some stuff. The Redskins, yes, sorry. I keep saying the Redskins because I'm looking at the logos and it has the old logo there. The Redskins, the Commanders, the Washington Commanders are going to do some stuff. I do it too, says Sweet Cindy. Yeah. So we'll give it to the Eagles for winning that division. NFC South, Falcons, Carolina, Saints, and Tampa Bay. My heart wants to tell me Atlanta's going to win this division with the talent that they have, and I'm a huge Atlanta Falcon fan. They should win it based on the talent they have, the new coach, the scheme, everything coming into it. They should win the division. My heart is telling me the Falcons. My head says don't count out Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay has done it for so many years. But, you know, whatever. If you want to call me a homer, I'm going to say the Falcons win this division, but I think it's going to be a really close fight with Tampa, obviously. NFC West, you have 4 really good teams here. I think Cardinals are going to make some noise. Seahawks is going to make some noise. LA and San Francisco. San Francisco, to me, has been through the freaking ringer. They just can't get past the Chiefs. It's hard to see how long that window is open for them. I still think the window is open for them this year. I'm going to give the division to San Francisco, but I think LA is going to be right there with them. I think LA, nobody's talking about LA enough, so I think San Francisco is going to be right there with them. So, division winners: NFC North Lions, NFC East Eagles, NFC South Falcons, NFC West, San Francisco. Wild cards. I need 3 wild cards here. I think out of the North, I think it's going to be a close fight between Chicago and Green Bay. But until I see it in person, until I see Chicago actually creating some, winning consistently, I got to give it to Green Bay right now. We'll see what Chicago does. I would not rule out Chicago, though. This is nothing against Chicago. I would not rule it out, but I'm going to give it to Green Bay right now. NFC East, so I'll give it to Green Bay. Second wild card, I think Dallas gets in just because their defense is so good. I think Dak is underrated. However, he gets the blame for everything. Out of the NFC South, I only think one team makes it. So it's either going to be the Falcons or Tampa that gets that the winning division there to take that spot. Out of the West, San Francisco is going to win it, but I think LA is going to get in, but I think it's going to be a close battle with the Seahawks. So I think San Francisco, either LA or the Seahawks are going to get in. So those are my picks for the NFL. We'll see what happens this year. And there you go. Bears have to prove it against Green Bay. I agree. I think it's one of those things where you can jump on the bandwagon and get really excited about certain teams, but until they show it, for me, I got to go with kind of the ones that are proven. So it'll be an interesting year, though. I'm really excited. All right, it's time for, as I rank these blind samples, My top 5 tonight was actually brought up last week. My top 5 hip-hop banger songs from the 1990s. I'm just picking the 1990s because I think the hip-hop today sucks. That's right. That's my feeling. All that mumble, it's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. That's not music to me. The guys, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, Dr. Dre, those guys are fucking poets. Eric B. and Rakim, they were poets. The guys that are making music now are fucking shit. They're not even saying English. They're just mumbling bullshit into the radio. And then you'll get like a word that you understand, like somewhere mixed in. But like I did the Lamborghini, Chevrolet. Like that's just how the rap today works. It's bullshit. Kids today are getting freaking brainwashed by that bullshit. So we got to take it back to the 1990s to find some really good music. That's the good shit. So all that mumbly shit, I can't take it. It is so bad. I go to a lot of sneaker stores and they're always playing that shit in the sneaker stores, and I can't stand it. I'm like, what are these assholes even saying? They're not even speaking English. Just a mumble bullshit. And then they throw in, like I said, they throw in some random words that you kind of understand. McDonald's. Like, okay. Like, I don't get it. It's so bad. Okay. So before I give you my top 5, let's go through these here. Tootin says, I like the edge, Jason. That's right. You're going to get some edge right now. I like A lot. I really do like A. B was nasty. I'm not even fucking drinking B. That shit tastes like soap. I'm not freaking up my palate. To the wire, Kanye. Yeah, I loved early Kanye. Late Kanye, he got a little nutty, but I don't mind the Kanye. 3 I thought was finished, but a really, really good whiskey, about 122 proof. E. Sorry, this is the D. This is that funky one. What is D, man? That one is throwing me for a loop. Jason the Master Drum needs to go out, eat a Snickers. He seems a little hangry tonight. Yeah, I got feelings about things. Okay, so the only one I feel like I'm sure of is letter F. I think that's Wild Turkey. I think that's a single Rick House. Out of the other ones, I'm not really sure. Let's get to it. Let's see what we got. Boop. Here we go. Let's see where I'm at with these picks. Okay. Oh, shit. Which one did I say was the Old Stubborn? Was it that one? Was I right? The D? William, Bill, you have to. Did I say it was a 3? Was it C? Close but no cigar. Okay. All right. So number 1, which I really liked, was the Rebecca Creek cast strength 12. I said it was 12 years old on the dot, and I said it was 100 proof. That shit is 99.68 proof. Come on, William. You got to give it to me. Nailed it. That is actually really good shit. I could see Jason as a Beatles boy fan stealing car logos. You said C. Okay, so A, bourbon. I said 12 years old, 100 proof. It's Rebecca Creek cast strength. It's 12 years old, 99.68. Done. All right. B, I hated it. Thought it was tasted like soap. I said it was 118 proof. It's 115.7 proof, and it's fucking Maker's Mark Cellar Aged 2023. Oh my god, why is that? Why does that stuff suck? Oh man. I did not like B at all. Did not like it. All right, C. C, I said I thought was finished. I thought it was about 122 proof. C is the Found North Hell Diver. Hell Diver. It's 119 proof. It's 15 years old. And Found North Hell Diver is finished. It is crazy finished. So, yeah, nailed that one. Okay. I like it. I like it. All right. I thought that could have been the Old Stubborn, but it's actually Found North. I did feel like it was finished. D, Old Stubborn. D is the Old Stubborn one. I thought it was 125 plus. It's 123.8. I thought it was 10 years plus old. It's actually 10 years right on the dot. Old Stubborn Batch 2. That's actually pretty damn good. I like the Old Stubborn. It lacks a little bit of a finish for me for people to go crazy for it, but it's pretty damn good. Speaking of, New October Cellar Age tour is opening up. Oh no, 2023 Cellar Age sucks. Interesting. Yeah, I did not like the Cellar Age. All right, number A, B, C, D, E. E, I did not really guess. I said it was about 118 proof. It's 115 proof. So my proofs are pretty close. It's a 10 years old, 4 Roses, single barrel, OBSV. I like that one. F. Guys, I shit you not. I nailed it. I nailed it. Look at F. F. Russell's Single Rickhouse, Camp Nelson F. That's exactly what I said it was. That is the Russell's Single Rickhouse, Camp Nelson F. Come on. Come on. You got to give it to me there. As soon as I tasted it, that's Russell's. All right, G. I said it was young. I said it was about 117 to 119 proof. This is the Bardstown Collection BBC. So it's a Bardstown Bourbon Company, Bardstown Collection 2024 release. 119.4 proof. I said somewhere between 117 and 119. I said it was youthful. I'm not sure how old that is. William, how old is that blend? How old is that blend, Marty? I'm sorry, not Marty. William. How old is the Bardstown blend, dude? I'm curious. It's non-age stated. Okay. I think it's young. It tastes young. Jason, you think there might have been sample bottle contamination on B? Some of those notes sound like it wasn't it wasn't rinsed well before filling rather than the juice itself. I don't know, man. It could have been coming off A. Guys, this is what I always say. When you do blinds like this, the preceding samples as well as the ones that follow it can affect the palate, especially affect the one that you're drinking now. That just tastes so bad compared to... He said it's all new bottles. You've tasted a camel's armpit? 7 for 7. Someone give it up for Jason's as Tommy V. Eric Farrar says a 6-year. If that's 6 years old, that does not surprise me. It tastes like it's 6 years old. So, all right. I did pretty good. I feel like I got ages really well. I got proofs really well. I guess that C was finished, which it was. D was funky. I said it was 10 or plus. It was actually 10. That was the Old Stubborn. I thought that B could have been the Old Stubborn. but actually ended up. I'm sorry, C was the Old Stubborn that ended up being the Found North. I called out Wild Turkey flat out, and G I thought was young, and it looks like it was younger. So I'm glad to see that my palette is still working. Top notch, baby. Here we go. Give it up for William Kavanaugh for sending this great blind sampling. And all right, so I'm going to give up my top 5 here, my top 5 hip-hop bangers of all time. Then I'm going to drink my Discovery blend. Oh, actually smells pretty good. All right, so here we go. This was a tough list because I have songs that I connected with growing up, and I have songs that are probably iconic. Number 5. Number 5 is going to go to the Notorious B.I.G. Hypnotize. I think that could make a lot of people's number 1, but I'm going to give that number 5 because I have other songs I think that connected with me on a deeper level. So number 5, Notorious B.I.G. Hypnotize, because that song will shut down a club, a dance floor, any day of the week. Way more than that mumbly bullshit that we hear now. Number 4, Eminem, Lose Yourself. I don't care where you are, who you are, that song will pump you up no matter any day of the week. Where that song gets you just pumped up for anything. So that's a banger to me, in my opinion. So Eminem, Lose Yourself, I will put it number 4. Number 3, I'm going to go with, and just because LL Cool J not only is from Queens, but I actually met him a couple times. So LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out is going to be number 3 on the list. Number 2 is one of my favorite rap groups of all time. I have records of them. I listen to them actually all the time, still to this day. A Tribe Called Quest, Scenario. That is my number 2. Number 1 goes to Notorious B.I.G. again, but it's going to be his song, Juicy. That song, when I hear that song, I fucking lose my mind. So Notorious B.I.G., Juicy, number 1. Tribe Called Quest, Scenario, number 2. LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out, number 3. Eminem, Lose Yourself, number 4. And number 5 goes to Notorious B.I.G., Hypnotize. Nothing But a G-Thang from Dr. Dre was kind of in the mix. So was Wu-Tang Clan, Cream. That song was kind of in the mix. If I could kind of add to the list, all those songs would probably be on the top. Wu-Tang Clan, Nathan Essex. I would actually put Cream in there. Maybe I would put Cream in there even over LL Cool J. But I think LL Cool J to me personally just means something because I have met him a few times just living in Queens for so long. So that's really what it was. I'm a G-Thang guy. Do or Die, Smoke and Ride. Look at that. Yeah, Dollar Bill, y'all. Cream by Prince, Tommy V. I don't know about that. Nas. Yeah, Adilio. I wasn't a big Nas guy. I didn't catch on to Nas until a little bit late, Adilio, to be honest. So I really didn't get to, LL Cool J is my dude, to be honest. Skee-Lo, I wish. Nathan Jorgensen, dude, you're killing me. Okay. Cream is Prince's best song. Yeah, no, Girth. We're not talking about Cream. We're talking about Cream from Wu-Tang, not from Prince. You guys. All right, guys. I mean, it's hard to not put like Grandmaster Flash in there, some of those other old school ones. So here's the Disco Inferno blend as named by Richie Z. Let's see how we did. So this is 2, 3, 4, and 12 blended together. Here we go. It works. It actually really works well. I think 4's oakiness isn't really there. I think the brightness of 2, the cherry cola of 3, that really rich sweetness of Disco 12 is that you still get the cherry in it as well. That's a fantastic blend. Hey guys, Blendageddon. Well, I don't know really how this. You can't really submit this one because it has to be current whiskeys. So to kind of put in 2 and 3 and 4 and then 12, it's kind of unfair. Juice HE. I will be. Regulate. You know what? I should have put Regulate in there, Girth Brooks. Regulate is literally my ringtone. Regulate is literally my ringtone. Let me see here. Before we go, I want to try something here. All right, Mets hit 3 home runs. They win. Oops. Did not want to click that. Let me see the scores here. Oh my God, the Rangers beat the Yankees again. You guys want me to call my mom and see how pissed she gets with the Yankees? Here we go. I'm going to call my mom live. Here we go. Check this out. Don't. This is what happens when you hang out. I'm going to call my mother right now. She's going to be so pissed. You did with Regulate. Here we go. Shh. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Shh.
Hello.
Hey, Mama, what's up? Did you watch the Yankees tonight?
No, I was at Bunko. Why? What happened?
They lost to the Rangers again.
Oh God! What did I tell you, honey? What did I? And the Mets beat Boston 8-3. Oh
Yeah.
My God!
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why you called to rub it in? Oh my God! They're still playing. It's 10-6 on the top of the ninth.
Yeah, I know.
Oh dear God! I forgot. It was so funny. I was just gonna check the score. Oh my God!
Are the Yankees still in first place?
Yeah.
They are?
Baltimore is at 8. Yeah, well, right now, Baltimore and the Yankees. Well, no, the Yankees now. Now Baltimore and the Yankees will be tied if they lose.
Oh. Mom, I think you need a pour of Henry McKenna tonight.
I heard what you said on your live stream about what I thought about the Bardstown.
I know.
Oh, my God. Well, you were honest. You have to be.
Well, you're live right now on the live stream. I'm talking to everybody.
You are not.
I totally am.
You better not be.
Say hi to the 300 people watching.
No way, honey. You're not on anymore.
I'm live right now.
You are live? All right, you're out of the will again. I'm really on. I'm going to smack you. Am I on?
You're live right now. Everyone's saying I love you, Mama C.
Oh, you're in trouble. Get out of town.
Yep, you're live right now. So tell everybody your favorite bourbon in the world.
Henry McKenna.
All right, Mom. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.
Right, bye. Good night. Love you. Bye.
And with that, we're going to call it a night, guys. Thanks for watching the Mash and Drum tonight here on Whiskey Wednesday night. Guys, appreciate all the support. If you're a patron, we're going to do an after party here soon. We're going to go through a couple of picks that are going to be coming out this Friday. And thanks for everybody for watching. Thanks to William Kavanaugh for sending this blind. Thanks for everybody for the support. Guys, keep supporting the channel. Thanks for everything to get me to 100,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share it with. Cheers. We'll see you next week right here on the Mash and Drum. We could have a really cool stream next week, but we'll keep you posted. Cheers, guys. See you next week.